for example, the Saudi coffee, which is the preparation method, which is very similar to the Emirati method. It's probably just a difference of the roasting degree, similar to Qatari method, Kuwaiti method, Jordanian method.
Very different from the Syrian and very different from other countries in the Levant, right? We have very dark roast.
Yeah, I would
Syria.
call roast is the Turkish coffee.
Yeah.
And traditionally, that's how it was known to Europeans as Turkish. And the further you go south, the lighter the roast.
Yeah. If you're starting or growing your business in these volatile times in coffee and you need a little extra support, our scope of business advisory services may be just what you need. Send us an email to discuss our one-on-one consulting and business advisory services, where we'll work with you one-on-one to solve specific problems in your coffee business. All our services come with a 100% money-back guarantee. So send us an email at support@mapperforward.org and let us know how we can help you today. Welcome to the Mapper Forward Middle East podcast, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of a 5-part series with Wayel Al Wohaibi from Sulalat in Saudi Arabia. We are talking about the Saudi specialty coffee market from its genesis all the way into the future. And we were talking in the last episode about cultural palate. In this episode, we're talking about what the differences between running a business in Saudi versus the rest of the region. And where I have to tell you, I have been mind blown by the difference of how every country in the Middle East has such very, very different coffee industries, especially as most people won't know if they're listening from outside of the region. This is the oldest coffee drinking region in the world. And so, right, and so to have this new, in inverted commas, industry superimposed over the top of that, the specialty coffee industry, there's a real kind of tapestry of the old way of drinking coffee being woven in with this new specialty market that is all about new brewing techniques. It's about beautiful cafes and the cafe experience, but that definitely changes. Wherever you go in the Middle East, it's very different, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me how Saudi differs from everywhere else in the region, because it is unique.
Yes. For example, when I was a young boy, it's like all young boys here get trained by their fathers to serve coffee in for the guests. And my father had a daily gathering in the evening of all his friends. And so usually the youngest boy is the one who served the coffee. And after the coffee, served the tea. And it was, you probably heard, it's full of certain rituals and
yes,
to serve first and how to hold the cups and
the direction in the room.
Absolutely. So all these things get ingrained in us as young people. So once you, like for example, the Saudi coffee, which is the preparation method, which is very similar to the Emirati method. It's probably just a difference of the roasting degree, similar to Qatari method, Kuwaiti method, Jordanian method.
Very different from the Syrian and very different from other countries in the Levant, right? We have very dark roast.
Yeah, I would
Syria.
call roast is the Turkish coffee.
Yeah.
And traditionally, that's how it was known to Europeans as Turkish. And the further you go south, the lighter the roast.
Yeah.
And basically, I knew it when I was doing customer service. If someone tells, like when we roast the blonde coffee, if someone complains that it's so dark, I know he's from the south. If someone complains it's so light, I know he's from the north. So all these things, and then you get into international coffee, either black coffee or espresso or latte. And for me, the definition of specialty coffee is green beans. Like it doesn't matter what your preparation
right.
is.
that's where you anchor your definition of specialty is in the
Absolutely.
beans.
Like
Okay.
on the green bean. Once you give me a good green bean, I can make Saudi coffee out of it, Arabic,
Right.
Turkish coffee, espresso. And we actually do a lot of blonde coffee, which is Saudi coffee. We even use one of our most expensive green beans from the Elida farm by Lamastos. We serve it as blonde coffee in addition to black coffee. And it just have a unique flavor when you serve it as blonde coffee. So we give that all the respect it deserves because of our culture and people who like it. And mostly because my mother insists that we offer it. And it's
Your
there.
mother insists on it. Why does your mother insist on it? It's her favorite.
Yes, she likes it. And that's the only coffee she likes to drink. And
Allah
even
يخليها.
Sarah's mother was instrumental with my mother in selecting the roast degree of the blonde coffee. And we did
Wow.
it once with Sarah's mother and once with my mother. And they both agreed that the perfect temperature for Saudi blonde coffee is
I love
170.
it.
Like they kept looking at the color and stop here. And it's a
I
perfect.
love it.
So that's our roast degree for the blonde coffee.
You know when it's got your mum's blessing,
Yes,
it's fated to be a success.
absolutely.
So that's really interesting to me that because in the industry at the moment, a lot of definitions are being stress tested, right? Specialty, what quality is and things like that. So for you to say that for you, specialty starts at the beans is really fascinating. Is that across the board in Saudi, do you think? Or is that a Sulalat thing?
No, I would say it's probably not even a Sulalat. That's a Wayel thing. It's like
It's a Wa'il thing.
like we do all the things like the preparation methods and all that because I started with roasting. Like I would say within Sulalat team, there are people who know way better than I do on how to do a V60 or an AeroPress or to pull an espresso shot. Like
Right.
I'm a home barista. I've never worked as a coffee shop barista. I've never served 200 customers one after the. But the thing I've done hours and on hours is roasting.
You've roasted containers of coffee. That's okay. You can still claim to be a part of the coffee industry.
But I'm part of the roasting profession.
Yeah.
So that I would define myself as a coffee roaster,
Yeah.
first and foremost. I basically intervene in the profiles if there's a problem roast or a problem bean. I basically keep roasting it in different ways until we figure it out. And but going back to your question is one of the differences I see, and back to the infrastructure that if we wanted to get Saudis to know specialty coffee, I really have to bring Saudis to show them what is specialty coffee. Like one of the things we started when we wanted a showroom is that it must be Saudi based. Like we wanted to speak with the same culture and basically explain the coffee in terms of people understand and feel the hospitality and the atmosphere and the joy of sharing this coffee and where it came from and why this coffee is an auction coffee and what does it mean to be a geisha. And basically engage in this conversation. I wouldn't call it sharing the knowledge. And like we have values in Sulalat where we insist on our baristas is don't educate people. You're not an educator. You show them the experience, but if a customer comes and says, why do you do this coffee at 93 degrees? I want it as 89 degrees. Don't ever tell them this is the best way to do it. Tell them this is how we tested it and we'll take it to management to try it with your temperature, but we will not change the profiles on the machines
Mm.
because the other customers are used to it, but we'll take it. I don't like someone say, no, this is wrong. You should do this. You should do
Right.
that. Because from my experience, one of the best profiles I've ever done came out of mistakes, doing things that authors said, never do that. It will ruin your coffee. And it turns out it's one of the best roasts we've ever done. So there's usually no limits to experimenting. And
Mm.
so we share the experience, but we're not educators until you sign up to a course. And when you sign up, of course, we educate you that material. You might
Mhm.
be better than the trainer,
Mhm.
which is fine. It just you probably need to fulfill requirements for a degree where you're applying to a job somewhere, but doesn't mean I'm better than you or I will
Mhm.
educate you or even impose a taste that you must like. And if you don't like that, means something's wrong with your palate. We don't like that. So that's why we wanted Saudi people. And it's easier to understand why we do this value. And I would say that's probably similar to the Gulf region. It's not that different. But in Saudi
Ah,
Arabia, yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. In Saudi
in Saudi,
Arabia,
we have less percentage of expats and more
that's where I
percent.
wanted to go. Mm.
And for that reason, if you want to make a place hospitable, you should offer people who speak the same language, understand the
Mhm.
culture, be able to explain what you're tasting and that your palate is matches their palate. So that's one of the things we insisted on in the beginning, which even if you like, we're set up like a factory. Like we have a huge lorry roasters basically in front of people where they sit down and they see it working, pallets coming in and out. And we still tell them this is just to show you the atmosphere, but we have a factory outside town that does 10 times this load. And we're doing similar things with cocoa, like we're
Okay.
roasting. We want to share the experience where someone will come in and be like in a Willy Wonka movie where they'll see all the things being done in front of them and being able to see them and touch them and sample them.
Mm.
And to do that, like one of the things that make me so happy is the amount of schools they want to come and visit and show the children, and we let them in and make them weigh 250-gram bags and seal them, and
Oh, wow.
all these things really mean a lot to us. So that's the experience we're talking about.
You know, one thing that I find different in Saudi that I than in many of the other parts of the region is, and again, I want to shout out Sara Al Alehi because when we were working on launching that, I was privileged to be very much educated on the way that Saudi Arabia is approaching its workforce and the relationship that owners have with business. It's a very entrepreneurial country. The government is very encouraging about having people enter business and try doing business, etc., etc. I find that very different. No, that sentiment is the same here in the Gulf, in the UAE. But what is very different is that here in the UAE, most people who own coffee businesses do not work in them. They don't roast in them. They're not baristas in them. They're not there as a part of the day-to-day operations, even behind the scenes day-to-day operations. Whereas in Saudi Arabia, I see something very different. I see that the owners of businesses, certainly the ones that I know, they are working in the businesses the majority of the time. Is that
We
how you
find,
see this?
like, I'll give a shout out as well
Yeah,
to
please.
our friends in Dubai because I think they work in their coffee shops and their roasteries. I've met Osama Bishkalat,
Okay.
and I know he's also roasting and doing chocolates.
Hmm.
And Ibrahim al-Malouhi, who
Hmm.
also, I think we shared one of the first lots we won auction. And since then, he kept getting into auctions and offering a really special experience. So just as in Saudi, you get more of that. And I would say it's
Right.
just a matter of time. It's really like the way things work. Once you have an equilibrium where things basically settle, I would say it's a shared experience and goals. But Saudi, they might have got into it earlier. Even though specialty coffee got into Dubai earlier than Saudi Arabia with raw coffee. So encouraging locals to get into it. And I think now it's picking up momentum.
Inshallah.
In Oman as well, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar. I know Jordan now is picking up speed. Egypt is getting into it. And of course, before all of these, in Yemen as well, all the farmers in Yemen, and we might get into it soon, farmers in Saudi Arabia as well. So all of these things basically can build a career for someone. Like one of the things I'm proudest of is many of our senior executive employees with Sulalat have joined us when they were in high school. And they were bagging orders and cartoning and wrapping tape. And then they finished their high school and finished their college when they were still working in Sulalat, got specialized and started working either in the legal department, accounting, IT. And basically, anytime we need someone into quality, we do a test for the baristas. Because many of the baristas, like some of them are part-timers. They would just want to do it during a period where they are students. Like I know one of our best quality guys was studying to be a dentist. And when he finished studies now, he was sent abroad to continue his studies. And he still communicates with us. And whenever he's around, he comes and
drops by
and all that. And we'll see. But we enjoy that. It's like you have a home here if you want to continue with us. We have lots of opportunities and some specialties, probably not what they want to do, but they like coffee. So whichever they give us, if they give us 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, it's something is for life. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of farmers, join us in the next episode, folks, because we are going to talk about in the next episode the future of Saudi as a coffee origin, which is very exciting because Yemen is an origin in this region, but the emerging origin is Saudi Arabia. So join us for the next episode. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. This episode is part of a 5-part series produced by Mapper Forward. Check the full playlist and guest details in the show notes, as well as how you can support our work in the coffee industry. Become a premium YouTube subscriber, explore our Patreon and any brands we've partnered with to bring you this podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help us grow our audience.